You ever think to yourself, you know what? I really want to have an agentic way to be able to spin up a new VoIP tenant on your VoIP platform. Well, today is your lucky day. I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to use FusionPBX as our platform, but you can apply this concept to any PBX or voice platform that you're using. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So what I did is I asked Claude to show me a diagram of the call workflow that we created last time. And I thought it would just create like a little stick diagrams, the little ASCII diagrams that these AI tools usually create. But instead, it actually went all out. It installed the skill and it actually just laid out in a very nice graphical format in a HTML page, the flow. And so, note to self is that I have to make sure if I just because basically it took a while for it to do this, and I was like, what is it doing? And I looked, and it had installed a skill, and it was creating this thing. So I got to make a note to myself to go back and to play around and make sure that the default is just like the little stick ASCII diagrams first before it goes off and builds something elaborate, such as this. So, but it's fine. We can still use it. So basically, if just as a recap, we created a inbound auto attendant IVR where the first thing it did is it when you ever dialed 999-888-777, it actually hit an IVR menu, and then the IVR menu gave a few different options. One was for sales. If you hit sales, it would go to extension 101. If you hit support, it goes to 102. Now, most folks that are actually using Fusion PBX to be able to sell VoIP services to customers, they're going to probably have very similar flows, right? So it's going to be call it DID, there's going to be IVR, and then there's going to be some extensions that it gets routed to. And so I really thought that maybe creating a skill to be able to do this would make sense. So we're gonna walk through creating this skill live here. I'm then gonna take that skill and I'm actually gonna put it on our repo that we have for this particular show. Okay, and that way you can access it. So let's go ahead and let's figure out what we need to do. The best way for creating um, this skill. So, all right. So let's first say uh, we're gonna create a prompt here. This is all live here. This is I'm coming up with this as we're here. So don't come for me in the comments. So let's create a skill. Go ahead and see what it does. So while we let's wait while it does this thing. All right. So it came back and it says it is written a skill and if it basically says, hey, I can test this out. So it has the ability to do a dry run here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just do a dry one just to test it and see how it goes. So it says it's gonna create a skill. It's gonna create a test domain, and just to validate that it works. So we'll hopefully it will work the way we want it to work. Oh, okay. All right. So it actually created it. Let's go over here and it's going to do a loop back call for us. But let's just go see if I refresh here, can we see this test tenant that's being created? Yeah, it created a test tenant here. Let's go click into that test tenant and let's just look at all what was created. So it created a inbound route. I can see there. And then it created an IVR menu. We'll jump into the main menu, and uh, and there goes the extensions, sales, support, and billing. And let's see, it actually looks like it created a main greeting as well. Let's see what it sounds like if we can hear it here. Thank you for calling Acme Widget. Press 1 for sale, 2 for support, and 3 for billing. Very good. Very, very good. So that's dope. And let's see here. What else did we have it do? I think that was it. Oh, let's go check what the extensions look like just for giggles. Okay. And it came up with some outbound numbers for testing. So it looks good. Looks like it did a great job building this skill. So let's go back over and take a look at the at what was the output from it actually running its test here. So, okay. Yep. Full path worked, end to end confirmed, DID, play a greeting. Okay, I'll add a tear down script needed for the test and useful to clean up and run it. All right, so now it's deleting the test tenant and confirming cleanup. All right, so now that that is done, we have a skill. I want to see, how do I actually run this skill? Um, like will it ask me questions and what's the name of the skill? I don't know how to actually run it. Probably could figure it out, but I wanted to kind of tell me how to run the skill because it doesn't really give a name for the skill. So oh, it looks like the name of it is a FusionPBX new tenant skill is what it's called. Save in memory about the skill. All right, this is it right here. All right, skill is built. All right, and prove it end to end. Here goes the skill. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, outbound isn't included. Okay, so that's true. I didn't set up an outbound. So usually when I set up Fusion PBX, I'm usually using some type of global outbound rule. So that's not as important to me. Um, okay, got it. I'm just reading here. It says slip passwords only appear once in the provisioners result block. Reruns never rotate the existing password. So that's good to know. It only shows it once, but that's not a big deal. The big thing is just to be able to get a tenant up and going really really fast. So let's see here. So let's what I'm going to do is, like I said before, I'm going to package up this skill, or not package it up, but actually push this skill to the repo for for this show. so that you can grab it. But let's just test this skill real quick. I want to say, build if I can spell, build a new tenant using the Fusion PBX. What do they call it? Just to make sure it triggers it. Fusion PBX new tenant skill. Or how about this? Can I just say, build a new Fusion PBX tenant, new Fusion PBX tenant. Let's see what it does here. All right. Oh, okay. So I guess the skill isn't registered in this session yet. So it's just going to run it directly. So I guess I didn't realize that in order for the skill to be used, it needs to be registered when the Claude session starts. I did notice a couple of things here that I wanted to fix here. So here goes. I need 6 things. Everything has a default. I'm just gonna say prompt me for the information you need. So I just like the prompt part of it. I like when it asks me these questions versus me having to put everything there. But I'm good with that either way. Okay. Gotcha. So now I'm having it prompt me, and look at that. It actually has basically is giving me like like you kind of get when on a web app, it tells you the next things that you're gonna go to, the next section you're gonna go to. So let's see here. All right. So what's the company's name? It's gonna type something here. It's gonna be call it Detroit. I'll call it Detroit Waste Services. I don't know. There you go. Okay. How many extensions? Five. Yeah, let's do 5. Which DID should the test inbound route match? Let's see. Which DID should the inbound route match? So let's say I'll pick another number here, something that doesn't really exist. Okay. Which extension answers each IVR? So 1 for sales. 2. Yep, I'm just gonna take the default. Review my answers, and then submit answers. So let's go ahead and let it build. Now, a couple of things that I may change here is that yeah. So there it goes. It gave me a plan of what it's gonna do. Detroit Waste Services, and then it's gonna go ahead and build. Oh, he's basically okay. It came back and said, the domain is fine. This is basically is a handful. No, it's fine. Let's just keep with that. Provision it. Go ahead and provision it. And so we'll go ahead and provision it and see how well it does. I think it's going to be pretty quick here. I think, it assumes that it's using my Fusion PBX server. So the first time it runs, at least I think I should ask you where's your Fusion PBX server. I think that will probably be helpful. Or better yet, maybe because it's making an assumption, um, my server, but I think I'm going to change that, and then I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to update the actual skill so that it actually works. So um, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But this is super cool because now I have a skill that any one of you can use it. You can give it to your staff or your folks to be able to create a tenant. You can modify it, you can update it, you can change it to fit your requirements, so that now all you need to do is when you have a new client, you just run this prompt with this skill, and it will automatically go out to your box and do the things necessary to set up a new tenant. Mind you, again, our box has access to our Claude, uh, our Claude instance here has access to our Fusion PBX box through a SSH key that we gave it. All right, so let's go over to the web browser here. Oh wow! All right, cool. I didn't even have to refresh it; it just popped up there. And we'll just go take a look here. We'll go look at the extensions quick. We'll go look at the, let's go look at the inbound route. Yep, made up a user here. And then lastly, we'll just go look at the IVR menu setup. Yep, so it looks good. And let's check the greeting again.
Thank you for calling Detroit Waste Services. Press 1 for sales, 2 for support, and 3 for billing.
Perfect. So yeah, so now we just kind of proved out that we can build a skill, and that the actual skill actually works. So hopefully this is helpful to you. If this video provided you some value, please hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, or just DM me or follow me on other platforms as well. All right. So see you next time, and have a great day. Take care.